My camera is just totally not focused on my face. See if I can fix that real quick. Yeah, oh, that's correct. Camera. All right. Yeah, that's better. Okay, cool. So I'm taking a little bit of a break from studying so that I can, let my brain relax a little bit. And I'm going to start the Blackwood story. Just finished Apocrypha, which was great. It's my Apocrypha outfit, which I really like. So until I find something cooler in Blackwood, I'm going to keep rocking this. Apparently, I picked up poisons. I don't ever use these. If I'm gonna use poisons, I make my own. Okay, cool. So, let's go to Blackwood. This expansion came out a while back, but I never really messed with it. Had a lot of other stuff that I was doing. So I'm getting to it now. Trying to get all of these complete before the new expansion comes out. Um, which has a new storyline where the Three Banners War is put on pause while they fight Man and Marco. So I'm pretty excited about that storyline.
The Ivory Brigade has need of you. You look like you've got your wits about you. Care to make a bit of extra gold working for Leowin's Ivory Brigade? I've been asked by my captain to find someone who can handle themselves. We need help with a delicate situation. Deadly secrets, assassins, murder. Now apparently a counselor has gone missing. Between the war, bandits, and cultists, the Ivory Brigade is like the Nord that tries to plug a leaking cask of mead, only to realize he doesn't have enough fingers.
What? A Nord trying to plug a leaking cask of mead only to realize he doesn't have enough fingers. That's gotta be a regional saying.
Talk to my commander, Captain Rian Lior. You can find him just outside the city gates, trying to appease some of the nobles. Tell him I sent you, and he'll put you right to work, I'm sure.
Hmm. Did I just pick up the wrong quest?
You have my word.
Oh,
If the
no, it's the guy.
counselor is in Leowin or the surrounding countryside, the Ivory Brigade will find her.
Handsome fella.
Not now, citizen. Can't you see I have my hands full at the moment? I'm sure a guard or one of my brigadines can assist you.
You must not know whom I is.
Why didn't you say so? Leowin's problems are legion, and now the Wood Elf Archer's predictions seem to be coming true. Damn these old Imperial secrets. Counselor Jirik has disappeared, and the Ivory Brigade is already spread too thin for my liking. The Wood Elf, Everly All because of some secret of the Longhouse Emperors. We took her warning seriously, but Jirik refused Brigadine protection. With that guild of assassins, I'm not sure what to think. But Jirik is missing, and I don't have enough Brigadines at the ready to conduct a proper search. You look capable. So, care to earn some gold and help us determine the Counselor's fate?
Sure. Actually, I know Evely, and what was the other thing? Oh, the Dark Brotherhood. I went through that whole storyline, so I'm a member.
Here, let me update your map. These are places Jirik visits during her daily routine. If something befell her, it happened somewhere along this path. Meanwhile, I have Evely Sharp Arrow checking locations in the city. She was very eager to help.
Sounds like Evely.
Interesting. She arrived a short time ago with a tale straight out of a mystery novel. She said that Emperor Leovic's former steward had been murdered by the Dark Brotherhood, killed over some secret pertaining to the Longhouse Emperors. Ah, then you must be the associate she was waiting for. She'll be glad to hear that you've arrived. Evely presented her evidence to Counselor Leviticus, that the members of the Elder Council were in danger. He decided the threat was credible. Counselor Leviticus has kept her close, while the two of them try to make sense of this so-called secret. I have yet to be made privy to the details. With Jirik's disappearance, I'll send Evely to check places the Counselor frequents in the city.
Very well. It says there's a quest marker here, but
Captain,
there's
are
not.
you really trusting the fate of Counselor Jirik to this outsider?
Oh, why didn't Counselor Jirik heed your warnings?
If the Ivory Brigade requires mercenaries to do their job, perhaps Leowyn needs different protectors.
She looks like that chick that you turn in Master Ritz to and buy stuff from. Poof, goodness. I know we're both green, but dang, hold on, let me see. It doesn't really show us. Hold on. Oh yeah, cute couple. Maybe in another life. Okay, so I gotta ride through town, I guess. Check that out. So I think this story is about vampires, but I'm not totally sure. That's just kind of what I always assumed about Blackwood. Lupus. I hope the quest markers aren't messed up the whole time I'm here. Hashimoto. That's the name of that turtle.
Pico, over here. Rock Grove begs for your aid.
Rock Grove wants my aid? run Rockgrove a million times.
I open my claws in humility, Wanderer. Please, stay to hear my story. Have you heard of the Soulzon tribe? Vicious and unrelenting, they wander to the swamps, attacking any they find. Now, they've fallen upon my home in Rockgrove. A horde of those impure Limphins raided the old city and seized the Zanmir. They captured so many of my kin, or returned them to darkness. Their purpose hides from us. But our Stone Talker claims he recognized their leader, Basse.
Basse's a big old lizard man. Kind of like Molaza, but larger and full of curses.
With a stiff tail and bared abdomen, I beg for your aid. Please, gather a force of your strongest allies. Travel to Rockgrove and drive out the Soulzon. Defend what is left of my tribe, and they will surely reward you. My gratitude fills every pond in the marshes. Perhaps with your aid, what remains of my home can be salvaged. Rockgrove lies southeast of here, or you may take my cart. Speak to Maka when you arrive. She can offer you the necessary guidance.
Did I really just pick up a quest to do a trial? Yeah, wild. Can't do that alone, that's for sure. That'll be a mission for a different time. Or I'll just check. If I see a rock grove pop up in Activity Finder, then maybe I'll jump in.
Word to first.
Word to first. Okay.
Counselor Jurek? Oh, pardon me. You're not the counselor.
What are you doing here? Is that the same chick?
Apologies. I heard you stumbling about and thought it might be Counselor Jurek. Oh, no one important, I
Not the
assure
same
you.
chick.
I'm simply one of the counselor's aides. I help her with paperwork mostly. Run errands, that sort of thing. She initially refused the captain's offer, but she received a letter that made her uneasy. Last I saw, she was headed back to the city by way of the Eastern Gate. But she never returned to her manor, so I came to look for her. Please, find her.
No time to waste. Someone, anyone, help me!
Well, here she is.
I refused to believe, but Farrell, Leviticus, they were right. I was attacked. An assassin. You must warn the others.
Sounds like Dark Brotherhood.
Leofic's secret. It will be the death of us all.
Counselor Jarek, no!
Jarek! Damn, we're too late!
Emily.
Damn it. Looks like we were both too late. It's just like I expected when we found that list with all the counselors' names on it. I hate being right when somebody dies. Glad to see you made it here, by the way. Did you happen to see who killed her? The mark of the Dark Brotherhood, just like Farrell Lupus. Remember I said I was going to find Leviticus? Well, I did. And turns out, he's the head of the city's Chamber of Legates. I just wish another person hadn't died because of this damn secret. The secret of the Longhouse Emperors. It has something to do with the 4 ambitions of Mehrunes Dagon. I think they're Daedric weapons, but that's all we know so far. Remember, I was working for Farrell Lupus. He sent me to find that strange tome. Right, and we found that list with all the counselors' names on it. Farrell's too. The one that suggested they all knew something about the ambitions. Since Farrell was murdered, I figured the others were in danger too. Looks like I was right. Let me have your map. This is where Counselors Valeria and Sophis were last time I checked. Go warn them. Convince them the threat is real. Then meet me at Counselor Jirek's manor in the city. Maybe we can find something more about this secret. I'll get the city guards to come and gather the Counselor's body. She shouldn't just be left out here. Then I'll head to Counselor Jirek's manor. When you're done checking on Counselor Valeria and Counselor Sophis, meet me there. Oh, I'm still trying to make a name for myself. I was green as a blade of grass when we met in Orsinium. Now I've got a few more adventures under my belt. But I've never dealt with anything quite like this. This is more than I bargained for.
Here we go! Ha!
Keep an ear out for anything exciting.
Oh, it's a boat.
I didn't even hear it click.
Because I'm that dang good, Tanoran.
Stay alert. I have it on good authority that I'm in danger.
Of course, Counselor.
Well, at least she's not dead.
Step back and state your business. I have every reason to believe that my life is in danger. If you so much as make a threatening gesture, the Brigadine will dismember you. He has very strict orders on that regard. I was beginning to suspect as much. Very well. Tell me everything that you have learned. Leave nothing out. I want to hear it all. Lupus, Emperor Leovik's old steward? And Jirik as well? Gods, they are targeting the Elder Council. Anything else? Tell me. The slightest detail could mean the difference between life and death. The ambitions? I heard that term once before, years ago. I must go to Tidewater Cave. I have a cache hidden there, and I need to check my records. Meanwhile, I suggest you find Jirik's files. She kept them in a hidden compartment in her nightstand. Possibly. I oversaw the Imperial Treasury, so my records deal with expenditures and collections. I have documents going as far back as Emperor Morikar, possibly even Durkarach, and I know I saw that term someplace. I will see what I can find. Extremely well. We were rivals as well as colleagues on the Elder Council. It was that way between all of the counselors, I suppose. Her death is a tragedy, however. I will miss her.
We weren't expecting visitors. Are you here to see the counselor?
Indeed.
Are you here to speak with Counselor Sophis? I'm afraid my husband has taken our dog for a walk. Is there something I could help you with, perhaps? Danger? What are you talking about? Does this have something to do with that letter? And who are you, by the way? Captain Rianne? I see. Well, if the Ivory Brigade sent you, my husband likes to walk our dog Chero along the tree line. Go on and find him. I'll wait here in case he returns. My husband, Valen, received a letter from an old friend this morning. Farrell Lupus, Emperor Leovik's steward. I could see that whatever was in that letter upset him, but he didn't want to discuss it, and I didn't push him. Now, please.
Well, there's the dog. Counselor Sophis is kaput. Dark Brotherhood again? Hold on, important message.
What's taking you so long? They should...
Valen! No!
Rough.
Oh, Valen! Oh, my love! What happened? I thought Captain Rianne sent you to protect my husband! You know, Valen acted strange after the letter from Farrell Lupus arrived. He didn't tell me what it said, and I never asked. Before he left today, he gave me a sealed scroll, said to give it to Counselor Leviticus if anything ever happened to him. A scroll, sealed and bearing my husband's stamp. Take it. Give it to Counselor Leviticus. I hope it helps catch whoever murdered my husband. I'll summon the town guard. They'll help me with my husband.
That is unfortunate.
Bet there's a great tavern around here.
Could be wrong.
Surely no one can read our books in the noble's library.
Oh, hey! Over here! I'm glad you're here. I've been searching all over, but I could use your help. This place is huge. Why do rich people need so many rooms? Oh, but tell me, did you warn the counselors like I asked? Sophus is dead? Damn! Was it the Dark Brotherhood? What am I saying? Of course it was. I've torn this place apart, but so far I haven't found anything related to Imperial secrets or the ambitions. Maybe you can spot something I missed. I knew you'd be a help, but I didn't expect you to just have the answer the moment you walked in. Good job! Councillor Jiric's bedroom is upstairs. Let's see if we can find that hidden compartment.
Complex Imperial code. I want to see the code.
A hidden compartment? I love it! I mean, I hate that people have died, but... So, what did you find? Let me see that. That's a code, all right. Some of the other documents I found use something similar. You know, I'm really starting to hate all this secrecy surrounding the ambitions. I'm almost certain of it. And Councillor Leviticus knows my brother. We talked about him a bit when I arrived. If there isn't a qualified scribe nearby, I can send for my brother. Let's go to Leowyn Castle and talk to Leviticus. I can't help feeling that once we solve the secret of the Longhouse Emperors, we'll know how to stop the Dark Brotherhood from murdering any more of the councillors. I'll see you at the castle.
I need your report, Mercenary. Word reached me that Councillor Jiric was murdered. What about Sophus and Valeria? And did you find definitive proof that the Dark Brotherhood is our culprit? That's the Black Hand, symbol of the Dark Brotherhood. I wish Jiric and Sophus had allowed me to assign brigadines to protect them. At least Valeria, however reluctantly, agreed to a military escort. Did you and Everly uncover any other information? It appears that Councillor Leviticus's trust in the Wood Elf was not misplaced. Very well. You and Everly can head in and talk to the Councillor.
Captain Rian, you must be the mercenary that Captain Rian told me about. And I see you're working with Everly Sharparrow. Good. Good. I assume you have something to report. I'm listening. Damn it all to oblivion and back. I should have
all
taken
these regional
Farrell
things
seriously when I received his letter. This is definitely the mark of the Dark Brotherhood. Anything else to add to this? Yes, that's the Longhouse Emperor's code. Only a handful of Imperial scribes can decipher it. I know one. Baragon. I'll send for him at once. Meanwhile, we must warn the remaining counselors on the list. Eivor, Valeria, Itinia, and Vandacia. Very good. I've sent messages to Itinia and Vandacia already, as neither of them are currently within Leowin's jurisdiction. I need you to go to Fort Blueblood. Counselor Eivor has taken refuge there, but I'd prefer to have her here in Leowin. Everything we do now must be swift if we are to get ahead of this. Go to Fort Blueblood and convince Counselor Eivor to return to the city. She'll be safer here than at the fort. Sadly, no. Whatever Leovic confided in Pharaoh Lupus and the others, whatever he ordered them to do, he kept it a complete secret from me. I suppose he assumed I wouldn't go along with anything illegal or Daedric, and he was right. I was, but the Elder Council was made up of almost 24 counselors. According to the list Evely Sharparrow brought me, only 7 counselors were privy to this secret. Make that 6. I have no idea why Leovic listed me among that group. Who knows what was going through Leovic's head when he wrote that entry in his journal? Varen and his rebels were literally pounding at the doors of the palace at the time. And Leovic wasn't totally in his right mind even before the rebellion.
He's hiding something. I'm not sure I trust Leviticus.
Fort Blueblood? That's to the east across the river. I'll meet you there.
That's not too far. Check out some of the landscape in Blackwood. Oh, wrong exit.
It'd be nice to get a drink or two.
Suppose that's easily traversed. I feel like it's always dark here.
Look, Counselor Leviticus and Captain Rianne sent me. I need to see Counselor Eivor now.
And what about my sister? She hasn't been seen since she took the Counselor her meal.
Counselor Eivor was very clear about this. She doesn't want to be disturbed. Oh, another mercenary. Is our Ivory Brigade so enfeebled that Captain Rianne must resort to hiring sellswords?
Must
Look,
be.
As I told the Wood Elf, Counselor Eivor was quite insistent. She doesn't want to be disturbed. All right, enough. I can see when I'm being overruled. Very well. I give you permission to enter the watchtower. Counselor Eibor's safety is now in your hands. Lurius? Oh, something about his sister. She's another servant here at the fort. Works in the kitchen, I believe. Apparently, she brought the counselor her meal. He says she never returned, but the servants look for any opportunity to sneak off.
Sounds like his sister might be in the Dark Brotherhood to me.
The counselor demanded we protect her.
Excuse me.
Said her life was in danger, but refused to give me any details. Imperial confidentiality, she insisted, above my station. I put her up in the watchtower and assigned a couple of brigadines to guard her.
Fair enough. Except for that she's definitely dead.
Oh no! Counselor Abor's been murdered! But where's the servant?
How much you want to bet this mysterious note has a black hand on it? Oh, my hand looked tiny in the picture. It's really not small. Whatever. Oh my god, surprise.
The Dark Brotherhood's calling card. Of course they tore out the pages and took them. Just when we were so close to finding out more about the ambitions. Abor's meal is still warm. So what happened to the servant that delivered it?
That is a good question. Not stealing, just
we
checking.
have a door locked from the outside, a dead counselor, and a missing servant. Did the assassin take off with both the torn-out journal pages and the servant? Anyway, they not only murdered Abor, they probably know how to find the ambitions now. See that rope hanging from the top of the tower? Bet my bottom acorn that's how the assassin got in and out. But the missing servant... something about that is knocking on the back of my head. And why would the Dark Brotherhood take those pages?
Do you think Wood Elves' currency is acorns? I mean, she'd better bottom acorn. That's...
Maybe. But everything I've read about the Dark Brotherhood never suggested they would be interested in weapons of war. If that's even what the ambitions are. Damn it. We're loosing arrows in the dark here.
I like
Let's
that
tell
one.
Commander Orton about Abor.
What a busted old place. Oh, well, it's just a watchtower.
So, will Counselor Abor be returning with you to Leowyn? Am I finally going to be able to get my fort back in order? Murdered? Gods, keep your voice down. Do you want to start a panic? Tell me what you found in the watchtower. Let me see that. A black handprint. The sign of the Dark Brotherhood. But where is the servant, Talais? Is she involved in this fiasco?
Definitely.
And how did she and the assassin get out of the watchtower?
She and the assassin are the same
Brigadines never
person.
left their post. Well, that explains some of it, but not all. We need to locate Talais. Since you're already involved and working for Captain Rian, I want you to quietly try to find Talais. Start by talking to the other servants in the kitchen and dining hall.
Kind of wondering where that brother went off to.
Your sister is fine. This one is certain.
Then where could she be? She would never neglect her duties.
Probably found a dark corner and someone to snuggle with. This one does that all the time.
Zahida, you animal.
Pleasant days, visitors. How can this one assist you? Ah, Talais. She worries her brother so. She asked me where we kept the hot root flakes. Counselor Eivor sprinkles them on every dish. I told her they are in the pantry, but you need the key from the kitchen to unlock the door.
All right, grab a broom and start sweeping.
What? No, that's Talais's job.
And do you see Talais anywhere? No. Then start sweeping. The servants come to the kitchen to mutter and gossip. This one will not have it. Misaba asks that you do not distract them overly long, as they are already naturally lazy. What is it that you need?
We're in a pretty tight ship here, Misaba.
That young woman. She has not returned from the watchtower, so her chores remain undone. And she took the pantry key with her when she went. It is no longer hanging on its hook. That is a clear violation of the kitchen rules. A clear violation.
Wonder if they keep poison in their pantry.
The pantry is in the cellar, but the door is around the side of the building. Talais mumbled something about how the counselor loves hot root flakes, grabbed the key and the tray of food and went off. This one hasn't seen her since.
Maybe I could pick the lock.
I suppose now I have to do Talais's chores as well as my own. She owes me one, and I aim to collect. She took the counselor her meal and hasn't returned. Did you check the watchtower? Eivor's a little old, but maybe Talais decided to improve her station, if you catch my meaning. Eivor reeks of fear. Maybe Talais finds that attractive. Well, she's been acting like a frightened guar since she arrived. Stays locked up in the watchtower. Only lets a single servant in at a time. And I hear she's been burning papers. Documents of some kind. She's scared out of her wits, if you ask me.
Seems like she can't trust her
Before
soldiers.
we check the pantry, let's talk.
She would have had a soldier in there with her. Look, I need past you. I can't jump without risking stealing something.
I suppose now I have to do...
No.
So, what did we learn? Counselor Eivor was frightened, but that's understandable. Interesting that she was burning documents. Her journal indicated that she knew more than the others. And Talais visited the pantry before heading to the watchtower. Couldn't hurt. And every mystery novel I ever read taught me you should always follow up on every clue. Even the ones that seem insignificant. Let's check the pantry and see if she was looking for more than hot root flakes down there.
Oh, shit. I was wrong. Talais. Dark Brotherhood, man, they are
Why would the Dark
relentless.
Brotherhood murder... Oh no.
Plain
We
old
need to talk about
servant.
this.
Her brother's gonna be in shambles.
Alright, I think I figured it out. The assassin followed Talais down here, murdered her, and took her place so they could gain access to the watchtower. Pretty clever, but they didn't have to kill her.
Oh, the cat's about to be out of the bag here.
Right. Very funny. Wait, you're serious? If you're part of this, if you've been trying to save your murdering friends... Ah! Alright, we're going back to Leowyn. You can walk on your own or I can drag your dead body behind me.
That's true, they don't kill without a contract, so... it does seem a little reckless. Not typical Dark Brotherhood behavior.
Yeah, I've read that somewhere. But what about the calling cards? The Black Hand is definitely making a statement. Trying too hard to convince us that the Dark Brotherhood is behind the murders. All right, I can see your point. That doesn't change the fact that the remaining counselors are still in danger. We need to warn Counselors Valeria and Vandacia. Right. Report to Commander Orton on your way out. Tell him what happened. Then go check on Counselors Valeria and Vandacia. I need to return to Leowyn and consult with Leviticus. But this, between you and I, it isn't over. Remember that. After you report to the commander, make contact with Counselors Valeria and Vandacia. Valeria went to Tidewater Cave to get her records, and Vandacia works in the Gideon Courthouse. Cracked acorns! I suddenly had the weirdest feeling come over me. Yes. No, I don't know. We were talking about the counselors, Valeria and Vandacia. Suddenly I had a premonition. It was brief and disturbing and mildly unpleasant, like the dreams I've been having. But this is the first time while I was awake.
Sounds magical. I wonder if cracked acorns means like a loss of money. Like, it's obviously a bad thing. She said cracked acorns. And if acorns is money, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out the wood elves right now. Tell me about your dreams, Evelyn.
Remember I told you about that strange book I found? The one with the Daedric writing that I can't read? I've been having bad dreams since I found it, and the dreams are becoming more frequent. This time it happened right while we were talking. It was just a flash, but it was accompanied by a feeling. I felt a sense of overwhelming evil, all tied up in the figure I saw in my mind. Like someone held a portrait in front of my face for just a moment and then pulled it away. It was one of the Waking Flame cultists, I think. Someone powerful, in command. A dark silhouette wrapped in a cloak. I'll never forget the feeling it invoked. It was like a wave of hopelessness. We can deal with this later. Let's get back to it.
I know one thing. All these counselors in their formal dresses had better lead to a fancy party at the end, or somewhere in the middle. Because that would be a fancy party indeed. There's literally nothing to steal in this pantry. Not much of a pantry. It doesn't even have like fresh vegetables or anything.
All right. You talked to the fort's servants and rummaged around in our pantry. What's the verdict? Did you find the missing servant?
I did.
That's... Oh, that's horrible.
That guy jumped
Are
so
you sure?
funny.
No. Of course you're sure. No one would lie about something like that. I'll tell her brother what happened and send someone to tend to her body.
Second time
Gods,
he
what
did
a
that.
day this has been.
Okay, I was in Leywin. Now I'm in Gideon.
I was attacked in the streets of our fair city, Keshu. I demand you deal with the criminal post-haste.
Your guards did their job, Counselor Vandacia. The prisoner is secure.
And what's this? More assassins? Explain yourself immediately. One attempt on my life today is more than enough. If you're another one of those Dark Brotherhood bastards, I assure you, you won't find either myself or Governor Keshu to be easy prey. Warn me? As always, Leviticus offers too little and too late. I received the letter, same as the other counselors. My personal guard took the threat seriously, and we captured the assassin in the act. But what of my esteemed colleagues? Are they safe?
No, literally everybody's dead, Vandacia. But, they caught the assassin. That's interesting. He said something else, too. Oh, yeah, they all received letters. Like, what kind of assassin sends out letters? Like, hey, on Tuesday, I'm gonna come kill you. Like, on a live view. I don't see that happening. Yeah, they're all dead.
Dead? All three of them? This is unimaginable. Feral Lupus's letter suggested the Longhouse Emperors left behind a secret that would prove to be a threat. But I thought he was just being melodramatic. Has Leviticus determined what this is about? Poor ambitions. Never heard of them. How could something I know nothing about make me a target of the Dark Brotherhood? It's got to be a mistake. You must question the prisoner. Get him to confess and reveal the truth of this sordid affair. Governor Keshu locked the prisoner in the holding cell in the courthouse basement. Question the villain and find out why the Dark Brotherhood is trying to wipe out anyone who was part of the Imperial Elder Council. I'll head for Leowyn afterward. I wish there was something I could tell you. The letter I received suggested that some old council business was the cause of all this. Why the Dark Brotherhood would be interested in such menial affairs, I'm not sure. I'm completely baffled. As I said, I never heard the term. The Longhouse Emperors were enamored of secrets and code words, though. Perhaps I encountered it, but it was called something else. If you think it might be important, ask the assassin when you interrogate him. I'm not sure how relevant my ancient history is, but I was appointed to the Elder Council by Emperor Durkarach himself. I helped guide the Empire through most of the reign of the Longhouse Emperors. Sadly, my role in guiding the Empire often put me at odds with the Emperors. I was rarely privy to their secrets. I'm afraid I can't shed any light on that particular mystery.
I trust him. So the Dark Brotherhood, super cool. Like, just the way that they talk to each other is super cool. So, also I know that this is not a Dark Brotherhood person. Oh. Multiple quest markers, it drives me nuts. Okay, to somebody.
The cell door is open. What happened
And
here?
anyway, like if you just stayed silent, like they started to assume that you were part of the Dark Brotherhood, you could just remain silent over and over in conversation, and eventually, like, they apologize and they're like, "I'm sorry, I didn't know I was messing with the Dark Brotherhood." It's kind of a hidden gem in the text dialogue. I liked that a lot. Corroded lock. Oh shit. Legionnaire Drahi. That's that guard that was standing right next to the, oh no, that's Keshu. Man, I hope she's okay. Yeah, all of this is bad.
Some sort of acid ate right through the lock. Look, there's more of it on the floor.
He ran that way, toward the old ruins.
He almost knocked me over. How rude.
Almost lost the trail.
He attacked this Legionnaire and ran into the ruins of the old city.
Delve? Maybe? Not a very big delve.
persistent, I'll give you that. All right, let's chat.
The assassin. How did he disguise himself as a female servant?
Well met, brother. If I had realized you were in the area, I would have suggested we meet for a
'Cause he's
meal
not
at
the
the Egg and
assassin.
Hammer. The chef makes a superb fungus omelette. I suppose you're chasing me because of the incident at the courthouse, hmm? Well, aren't you a fast reader?
Kind
Look,
of.
if you're here about Councillor Vandasia's accusations, you have to know they aren't true. From your time with the Brotherhood, you must remember that if we set out to kill someone, they wind up dead. Evidence. I told the speaker those calling cards would get us into trouble. It's not like we signed them or anything. Anyone can dip their palm in black ink and make a handprint. Look, there have been no contracts. I'm here on different business. Good question. As soon as you figure it out, let me know. I definitely want to have a chat with them myself. Now, it's been lovely seeing you again, but I really do need to get back to my daring escape. If you learn anything, I'll be in touch. If you come to any conclusions, do let me know. Ta-ta.
Just cool dudes. and girls too, I guess. The Dark Brotherhood is not gender exclusive, regardless of the name.
So, the mercenary from Leowin has returned. Tell me, were you able to capture the assassin? Or perhaps you killed him in battle once you caught up to him? I am eager to hear the news. Allow me to peruse the document, if you will. Proof positive that the Dark Brotherhood is in Blackwood. We must find this sanctuary and destroy it. What did you expect? Such lies fall from his lips like rain from the sky on a stormy day. Villains never freely admit their guilt. The evidence is right here in this letter. Meet me in Leowin and we'll share this information with Leviticus. What? Oh, my personal guard are nearby and these legionnaires are sufficient. You need not be concerned. As for Keshu, she had business to attend to. Gideon business. I saw no reason to distract her from her regular duties. Now to Leowin.
I feel like Keshu was just in the basement writhing in pain, attacked by an assassin. It's real weird that he's just like, oh, I saw no reason to distract her from her regular duties. But, okay. Okay, one more counselor to go. Alright, we're heading out of the cities now, so we're definitely going to get in a fight, at least one somewhere. I ran past those frogs in the delve because they, I mean, it's just local wildlife. I'm not trying to kill everything I meet. is still dark in Blackwood. Maybe this is the daytime. It's just overcast. Frog. Bug.
Just what I need.
Now a bog dog I can kill. I don't know why. Wrong place, wrong time. Formal
The
dress.
mercenary. A few moments later, and you would have found an empty cave.
Probably a dead
Your
body.
timing really is impeccable. We've already packed up my records, and we're about to head out. But what news of the other counselors? Did your warnings reach them in time?
No.
All three of them? That's disheartening news. Well, I'll take my records to Leowen. Perhaps between the two of us, Counselor Leviticus and I can ascertain what past incident has returned to haunt us. Oh, just a lifetime of public service and bureaucracy. Mostly financial records, but also meeting notes, ledgers, those sorts of things. I oversaw budgets and finances, the collection of taxes, public works, and I kept immaculate records. That's good to hear. Emperor Leovic loved to hide things in coded documents.
Classic
What about
Leovic.
Counselor Vandacia? Do we know if he's still safe in Gideon? Perfect. I look forward to conferring with the remaining members of the Elder Council. These brigadines will make sure I get to the city safely. Me and my records both. I'll see you in Leowen, mercenary.
Tell them I want a fancy party. This guy. Carry those records, soldier. That would be fun. And I do know mechanics. But I don't need a Dreadcell Reef right now. I need a Rock Grove. Oh, Leywin Castle. Okay.
Dark Brotherhood. They must be driven out of Blackwood.
I still can't figure out why they would be targeting us, Vandacia.
Eliminate the threat first. Then we can seek answers.
Don't recognize her.
All of the remaining counselors in Blackwood are gathered here in the castle. Valeria, Vandacia, and myself. While we await the arrival of the scribe I sent for, tell me what you uncovered in Gideon. I'm not sure I agree with Vandacia's assessment. Yes, I remember reports of their presence early in Morikar's reign, but they were driven out. The assassins must see this as the perfect opportunity to reclaim their base, but what does that have to do with Leovik's secret and the ambitions? Vandacia, Valeria, and I were just discussing that. We think Leovik had each of the counselors unknowingly working on a different aspect of the Ambitions project. They each had access to a piece of the puzzle, but no one but Leovik knew everything. That's our prevailing theory. If the counselors ever came together to compare notes, the truth of the Ambitions would be revealed. To stop that from happening, the Dark Brotherhood was sent to kill my colleagues. Indeed. Very curious. Still, I'm hesitant to take the word of an admitted killer at face value. Not with so much at stake. Regardless, their very presence still poses a threat to all of Blackwood. The sanctuary cannot be allowed to reopen. Jirik's and Sophis' documents contain information written in Imperial code. I sent for the scribe Aragon, but he has yet to arrive. Until then, the counselors will remain safe within these walls. You have done well so far, and have my thanks.
And some gloves.
Whatever the truth behind the murders of my fellow counselors, we can't allow the Dark Brotherhood to gain a foothold in Blackwood. I'd like you and Evely to go to Bloodrun Cave to ascertain the situation there. Talk to Evely and make your plans.
Not putting that idea in his head.
Hey, partner! Over here! All right, you heard Leviticus. Time to get back to work. While the counselors remain here and wait for the scribe to show up, we need to determine what your Dark Brotherhood friends are actually up to. Show me that letter you found in Gideon.
You want to keep your voice down, Evely? It's not exactly public knowledge, jeez.
Yeah, these are definitely orders. It mentions Bloodrun Cave. That's northeast of Leowyn, toward the edge of Blackwood territory. Well, as the spinners always say, the best way to find out what's happening in the clearing is to step into it. Of course it does. Nothing has been easy since I found that strange book and started chasing down Leovik's secret. Well, are you still interested in solving the mystery of the Ambitions? Will you come with me to Bloodrun Cave? Meet me at Bloodrun Cave. Despite your assurances, we need to determine beyond a shadow of a doubt whether the Dark Brotherhood is behind the murders or not. I'm still not sure I can trust you. You're an assassin, and you only just told me. All right, but why keep it a secret from me? We were trying to prevent the counselors from being murdered, but 4 people had to die before you decided to mention your connection to the murderers. Oh, sorry, possible murderers. Yeah, we did, didn't we? All right, your secret's safe with me. But if the Dark Brotherhood turns out to be involved and you lied to me, well, let's assume that's not going to happen. I just hope I don't have another one of those waking visions.
Me too, Evely.
I'll meet you at
Bloodrun Cave is a dangerous place, whether the Dark Brotherhood is present or not. You and Everly should be on your guard at all times. Watch out for each other. I would hate to lose operatives as valuable as you two have been. Everly brought word of a threat against the former members of the Imperial Elder Council, including Councilor Leviticus. The threat seems to be related to a secret of the Longhouse Emperors, a secret concerning something called the Four Ambitions. We don't actually know. We sent for an Imperial scribe to decipher the coded documents you found.
I really
but
don't
they have
need a
yet to
recap.
arrive. In the meantime, we've been doing everything we can to protect the counselors from Dark Brotherhood assassins.
It's good that they give little recap characters. Do I really have to talk to this guy?
Bloodrun... We don't... Leviticus, Valeria, and Vandacia are safely ensconced in Leowen Castle. Unfortunately, we couldn't save Jirik, Sophus, and Eivor. You found the Dark Brotherhood's calling card at every scene, yet the assassin you met claims they killed no one. Assassins are not the most reliable source of truth. Still, that's part of what we're sending you to their sanctuary to determine. Good luck, mercenary. We're all counting on you.
Wonder if they're going to recap every time I turn in a major quest for this zone. Because that would have been a deadly secret. And I've got 6 more quests to do here. Hopefully they involve a little bit more action. I feel like I already did this quest line on a different character, on an alt character, but like, you know, I didn't pay attention to the quest. And I don't think I finished it. I know I went on a Sky Shard hunt in Blackwood, so that's why I should have all of the way shrines. Actually, I should probably do that Delve quest while I'm here.
You look quite capable. Might I be able to recruit you to help me? This place was once an honorable tomb for fallen members of the Dark Brotherhood. But now it houses a perversion of death. The cycle, which devours all, has been corrupted here. I belong to the clutch of Niswo. I came to this place to perform last rites for 3 well-respected shadow scales entombed here. But I was chased out by a necromancer called Tuma Mazath, who seeks to disturb their remains for selfish purposes. Yes, when I arrived here, he had already raised many shadow scale bodies to fight for him. In order to spare the 3 I came to perform last rites upon from this fate, I must destroy their skeletons. Will you help? I can pay you for your services. The remains of these renowned shadow scales deserve the peaceful emptiness of the void. Destruction must pass before creation and change can begin anew. Hurry. We must find the remains inside the cave and destroy them.
So a clutch for Argonians is like a tribe, and I guess his tribe is Niswo. That's my guess.
We have also been called Nothing Speakers. We are a fellowship that honors Sithis and the truths of the Void. We all speak different words, but our purpose follows those lessons. One must first apprentice under a mentor before joining our ranks.
I was wrong. But I'm not all that invested.
Time is a force of change. We should hurry.
Glad you made it. I wasn't looking forward to going much deeper without you. So this is Blood Run Cave, huh? Creepy. You go on ahead. I'll follow behind you. Make sure nothing tries to ambush us. I'll catch up farther in. Check the letter you found. It said something about a door located deeper inside the cave. And there was a strange line about death being the key, whatever that means. Go on. I'll follow along shortly.
I hope I don't have to sacrifice my new friend.
Tuma Mazath already uncovered the remains. Quickly, destroy them. The peace of destruction.
You want to pull out that resto and heal me a little bit, Mim?
Tuma Mazath will not have these remains. May these bones find the emptiness of the void.
No sign of the Dark Brotherhood. Just a lot of creepy undead. Let's keep going.
The skull of this shadow scale is missing. I think I know why. Destroyed and then renewed. The cycle is unbroken. We successfully destroyed almost all of the remains, but the shadow scale with the missing skull is cause for concern. I believe those remains once belonged to Ajum Shay, a shadow scale who was said to have plucked out his own eye and sealed a powerful necromantic gem within the socket. It granted him the power to see lost spirits. Tuma Mazath must have taken it in order to conduct his ritual. If I am correct, we must locate Tuma Mazath's ritual site. If he used the skull and the gem inside to power his ritual, it should be nearby. We must make sure to destroy the skull and finish our work. Let us hurry before the chance is lost. I am not certain, but I believe Tuma Mazath either knew about the gem previously, or sensed its power when he unearthed Ajum Shay's remains. The necromantic properties of such a gem would likely be a great strengthening agent to any ritual. A ritual of this magnitude would take time to prepare. Tuma Mazath would need to find a place to ready the necessary components and use the skull as a focal point. Should we find the ritual site, the skull will most certainly be there. The skull must be here somewhere.
Hello.
You will not stop. They are mine.
That's kind of neat.
It is done. Praise Sithis the Changer.
Leave Bloodrun Cave. Right. But first... I think I went the wrong way. Oh, I really hope I can get back through there. No. Oh, you're so stupid.
The shadow scales remains are destroyed, and we are triumphant. Thank you, valiant traveler. I could not have finished this task without your help. Indeed, your actions ensured those remains can no longer be exploited. I am sure were their spirits still present, they would thank you for your efforts. Allow me to extend a more tangible gratitude. Here, for your help.
Have a t-shirt.
Before we part, allow me to offer you some wisdom. Remember, as you journey through life, all things must pass in order to begin again. Knowing this simple fact eases pain and suffering. Learn to let go, and what was lost will be reborn. I will carry on, as is my purpose as a Niswo. I cannot say for sure where this responsibility will take me next, but change is the only thing that is guaranteed. Whatever path I walk next will be different from the one I walk now. And to you as well. I cannot say where my responsibilities will take me, but I do hope that one day they bring me to you again. It has been a great pleasure. Sithis the Changer is honored today, and the cycle continues.
It's a lot of dialogue for a guy that gives out base quests, but Maybe he'll show up again.
Just when I hit my stride. Barely broke a sweat. That creepy black door. That's gotta be the entrance to the Dark Brotherhood sanctuary. I doubt it's as simple as turning a knob, because that door doesn't have one. Let me see that letter you found again. Wasn't there something about a key?
Death is the key.
Gutted, untold danger, long trek, clear out. Ah! Here it is. And remember, death, my brother, that's the key. You really do know your Dark Brotherhood stuff? Sure would have been helpful if you mentioned any of this a lot earlier. All right, assassin. Is that what I call you now? If you're so smart, go and open the door. I'll wait. Go ahead. See if that passphrase opens the creepy black door.
Nope, don't have assassin. I'm sure I've got something with assassin in it. No. How about Dark Brotherhood? Nothing. Guess I'll stick with Daedric Lordslayer. Welcome home.
Still looking for your murderer? Well, you've come to the wrong place, my friends.
We found the Black Hands beside every body.
Must I say it again? You've been duped. And the Dark Brotherhood has been set up to take the blame. Haven't we already had this conversation, brother? Tell your little wood elf friend that we are not her enemy. And go find the real killers. You know that the Dark Brotherhood doesn't play coy. If this was our doing, we would proudly admit it. I'd like some too. I'm curious to find out who has the gall to frame the Dark Brotherhood. And rather successfully, I might add. That's no small feat. Whoever it is, they managed to trick the lot of us. crafty indeed. Nothing substantial. You're the closest link we have to whoever this unknown enemy happens to be. Now that you're here, maybe you could... What?
Look out, Ellum.
Now what? Cultists, portaling in. Quickly, secure the sanctuary.
That's the Order of the Waking Flame. What are they doing here? Come on, we need to figure out what's going on. This can't be a coincidence. Did the Waking Flame cultists follow us here? The Waking Flame is definitely trying to occupy this sanctuary. But why?
Not real sure what I'm supposed to be looking for.
Fall back! Close the portals! Warn the High Priest!
Oh, I think not. All right.
Good job,
What were
Ellum.
we discussing before they so rudely interrupted us? I assume this will satisfy your masters in Leyawind. The Dark Brotherhood is not your enemy. The Order of the Waking Flame invaded our sanctuary and killed my brothers and sisters. I can't let them get away with that. Seems to me the cultists didn't want you talking to me. Didn't want you hearing me tell you for the 100th time that the Dark Brotherhood didn't kill those counselors. If you ask me, those are your murderers. The Order of the Waking Flame. Opportunity and motive. Look, I don't know what that may be, and I don't want to know. But I do want to step through this portal and stick my dagger in their High Priest's throat. Care to come along? Good. Now you'll see how a Dark Brotherhood assassin deals with unsanctioned targets. And please notice that I won't be dropping any notes or leaflets along the way. Come on. Let's go before the portal closes.
Stay with the assassin. I'll inform Captain Rianne and Counselor Leviticus about the cultists.
Whatever you say, Evely.
An Ayleid ruin. Not the worst place for a Daedric cult to hide out. Let's look around. Oh, looks like I'm not the only one who leaves important papers lying about. Give that a read, why don't you? Their High Priest actually ordered them to kill us.
Evely, too, which is concerning.
That amulet looks
Like my right trigger
Better
isn't
hang on to that.
going off as well as I want it to.
close approximation of our calling card, but that entire pile is obviously a forgery. So the Order of the Waking Flame killed your counselors and placed the blame on the Dark Brotherhood. Then their High Priest sent his followers to kill us. Care to enlighten me as to what this is actually all about now? All this fuss and bother over an old Imperial secret? Let's review what we learned. The High Priest of the Order of the Waking Flame sent cultists to the Sanctuary to eliminate both my Dark Brotherhood assassins, and you, and the Wood Elf. Obviously the cult has someone watching you. They knew exactly when to attack, certain we'd all be in the Sanctuary. Plus, they were after some cache hidden there. So who are these cultists? And how well do you trust your masters in Leowyn? I'm not suggesting anything. Just following the clues. If the cultists are Dagonists, then their High Priest is probably a true fanatic. This secret must be pretty important, and most likely pertains to death and destruction. Let's keep searching. Let's see if something deeper inside this ruin points us to the identity of the cult's High Priest. Figure out who they are, and you may learn more about this secret than you ever imagined. Oh, and you still have that amulet. It might come in handy. Because I owe them for besmirching the good reputation of the Dark Brotherhood and for ordering the deaths of my brothers and sisters. And because now, I'm curious. This door looks impressive. Let's see what's on the other side.
What's going on here?
Let's see if something deeper...
They're just burying their dead down here? Sometimes it's hard to tell if I'm the good guy or the bad guy. Blurred lines. Ooh, but you know what I can do while I'm here? Walked right past my trap then, did you? That's what I needed to do. I ate somebody. I skipped the animation.
Kill all the assassins, and the Wood Elf and the mercenary are still alive.
Yes.
Skip
The
the
High Priest
animation.
isn't going to be happy about that, but we retrieved the cache hidden in the old sanctuary.
With the contents of the cache, the High Priest should be able to determine where to find the first ambition.
Agreed. And we will soon have the location of another one of the ambitions. As just another Imperial counselor, the High Priest has them all fooled.
Now that's something new. What do you think?
I forgot I posted about that NRG. I wonder if anybody responded. Apparently not.
Sometimes listening provides the answers we seek. It seems
Very
the High Priest is actually
intuitive.
one of your counselors. That explains how they knew your movements. And they found whatever they were looking for in the Sanctuary. I'd rather not know any more about this damn secret. It's cursed. But did you see how they opened that portal? They used their amulet on the pedestal. You still have the one we found? Let's find another pedestal and see if we can follow them. That pedestal looks promising. Let's talk before you try to open a portal. This may work. It may not. We may open a portal that takes us to the cultists, or we may open one to some dark and deadly corner of oblivion. Still, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So, it looked to me like the cultists used their amulet on the pedestal and opened a portal. Examine the pedestal and see if there's a place to fit the amulet. These Dagonist fools think they've gotten the better of us. Let's prove them wrong. See if you can use that rather ostentatious. Well, we have the portal. Now to find out if leaping into it turns...
I told you we were being followed, Acolyte.
Hmm. She really signed her name on a letter like that?
Vandacia is the Order's High Priest. I knew I disliked the man the moment he had me beaten.
Oh, Vandacia is a dude, okay.
We're too late. The location of the ambition was sent to the High Priest. What was that about an attack on Leowyn Castle? So, now I know who needs to die for this grave insult to the Dark Brotherhood. Councillor Vandacia, the High Priest of the Waking Flame. But what do you make of that journal entry about the first ambition and an attack on Leowyn Castle? They got what they were after, and now they're sending their forces to kill the rest of the councillors. With the other councillors dead, Vandacia will be the only person who knows the secret of the Longhouse Emperors. And Vandacia will do everything in his power to get his hands on those documents. I suppose your course is clear. You need to return to Leowyn Castle as quick as you can. I'm going to stick around and deal with a few more of these Waking Flame cultists. Still have a little anger to work off after that attack on my sanctuary. I suggest you return to Leowyn Castle with all due haste. I'm an assassin, not a soldier. I've done my part. Now go do yours. When I'm finished here, if Vandacia is still alive, well, then we'll see what we shall see. That portal should take you back toward the exit.
After I turn in this quest, I might need to take a break, get some food. It's about 2 in the afternoon.
Would be nice to get a drink or two. Race you there!
What I need is a cooking fire. I don't think they have one. Why would you not have a cooking fire? Guess everyone in Leyawiin dresses in fancy formal attire. Well, except the servants, I guess.
Get those doors open. We need to get to the counselors.
They're barred from the other side.
Mercenary, you've returned. Everly's attempting to breach the barracks. Go! The Waking Flame cultists created a distraction. And like raw recruits, both Everly and I fell for it. As soon as we left the castle, they swarmed the place and barricaded themselves inside. I'm not sure. By the time we realized the distraction was nothing more than a ruse, the cultists had locked us out. If the cultists harm Leviticus, Vandacia, and the others, I won't rest until they pay. What? Are you certain? Vandacia has served Blackwood and the Empire before that for more than 50 years. Enough. We need to get inside. Then we can determine the truth of all this. Find Everly by the barracks and assist her.
Steady. Wait for it. Now we can go in. Let's... Oh, you're here.
What would you expect?
Oh, thank Ifra you're back. Captain Rian and I... They tricked us. Lured us out of the castle. Now the place is locked down and I don't know if any of the counselors are still alive. I've mucked this up real good. Vandacia? That traitor! He tricked us! Lied to us! Had his own colleagues murdered! And all to get his hands on a few Daedric weapons? But Lyrinth, the Dremora, she told me that the fate of the world was at stake. We need to reach the counselors. Yes,
When did
the
she
barracks
talk to
connect to the rest
Lyrinth?
of the castle. Since I dispatched the cultist guards, we can get to the counselors and the legates this way. Let's go, but stay alert. We're not sure how many of those cracked acorns are waiting for us in there.
Yeah, the cracked acorn theory doesn't fit.
Hurry! We need to reach the counselors! I can't believe Vandacia fooled us. Or that he's in charge of these fanatics.
Vandacia, how could you?
Valeria, with everything at stake, how could I know?
Counselor Valeria! No!
That looked more like a teleportation than an assassination.
Baragon? When did you get here?
It's Emily's
I came
brother.
as soon as word arrived from Councillor Leviticus. I was with him when the cultist attacked, but we got separated.
We have to find Leviticus. Come with us, brother. We need to stick together. Counselor Valeria. She's dead. We have to keep looking for Leviticus.
Theresia, you traitor.
I will finish what the Longhouse Emperors started, Leviticus. I will set loose the power of the four ambitions. Lord Dagon, hear your high priest. Send forth a champion to destroy these men.
It's like a ruin arc.
Deal with that creature. Counselor Leviticus, you're alive. Let me get you out of here and somewhere safe.
Vandacia. The bastard fooled us all.
Friend of my sister, come, speak with me. Now that we're out of immediate danger, I will say it is good to see you again. I only wish it was under better circumstances. I have good news, however. I deciphered the code in the documents you recovered. I'm not sure. I only translated a small bit of the code before the assault began, which I assumed to mean the ambitions. It's hidden in the Ogel Bok, but I'm not familiar with the term. Argonian, perhaps?
Sounds
It sounds
Argonian.
like it, but I'm not sure. I haven't reported to Counselor Leviticus yet. Since it looks like he wants to talk to you now, please inform him of my findings. And tell him I apologize I wasn't able to decipher any more.
I hope he
Let
has a
Counselor
belt for me
Leviticus
or
know what I
something.
deciphered from the coded document. That the vault that protects them is hidden in the Ogel Bok. I wish I had been able to finish translating all the documents before Vandacia stole them. And you as well, my friend. Thank you for continuing to assist my sister. I know she can handle herself, but that doesn't mean I don't worry about her.
Vandacia will pay. I swear it.
Counselor Leviticus, you need to
Vandacia.
rest.
A high priest of Mehrunes Dagon.
Foot itches.
Has he been a Daedric cultist all these years? I failed to see the signs, and now the counselors. They're all dead. Valeria, Sophis, Eivor, and Chirek. Yes, of course. The Sanctuary. I suppose this proves the Dark Brotherhood wasn't involved in the plot to murder us. What else did you uncover while you were away? It's worse than that. Vandacia wrestled the documents you acquired from the other counselors away from the scribe. Once he translates them, he may know the location of all four of the ambitions. Ogel Bak. I've heard that term. It's Argonian. I believe it refers to a natural formation deep in the Blackwood Marsh. But Vandacia was more familiar with that region than I know someone who can help us, though. I believe you already met her.
Keshu?
If the term leads us to the vault, so be it. All we can do is follow the clues we've been given. Talk to Keshu the Blackfin. If anyone can help us navigate the wilds of Blackwood, it's Governor Keshu.
Damn. I can't believe Vandacia is a traitor and a cult leader. And he killed Valeria. Almost killed Leviticus. He's been ahead of us the entire time. We can't let him get to the ambitions. We just can't. All right, we have a plan. In the meantime, we saved Councillor Leviticus, cleared the Dark Brotherhood of the murders, and determined Vandacia is the traitor and leader of the cult. You did good, my friend. Here, your share of our compensation.
Great. So when I return, we'll be hunting down Vandacia.
So, the information from the former councillors points to an Argonian location. Someplace called the
Gotta go to Gideon
Ojer
and talk to Keshu first.
Vandacia ran off with the documents before we could learn more. Now we need to figure out what it means before his cultists beat us to it. No, but Councillor Leviticus has heard the term.
Alright, this is the recap, so I'm actually just going to leave that there and start the next video with a recap. Makes sense, right? See you then.